This has just been incredible, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Is, not been.
Is.
So you see how a lot of you have this habit of everybody speaking the past tense, as if even the present moment's not happening. You know, I think the hesitation is if you say is, the ego has to deal with it now. If you say, well, that was a great experience we had last night. But obviously last night was last night and today's today, so
yeah,
that's not what's happening now. But I think the ego resists is because then it has to take responsibility for it. Mm-hmm. So that's probably why a lot of people don't say is and say was.
Yeah.
What you'll see is, what you learn is, how we use language is very important. Mm-hmm. And how we use language in gross and subtle ways always indicates where we actually stand in conscious and unconscious, of what we believe, where we stand, and all the rest of it. So we have to use language carefully, use language carefully. Make sure you really mean what you say and that you want to mean what you say. And you're not saying things that you don't really mean or you don't want to mean and all the rest of it, because we will. As any good psychoanalyst will tell you, you say what you mean to say, even if you didn't think, or part of you didn't think that's what you meant to say. It's what you really did mean to say because you said it. And of course, you see, if you go speak to a psychoanalyst, they'll be listening to what you're saying very differently than someone like me, because my reference point for all the discussion we're having here, for everything I'm saying, and all the way I'm listening to other people speak, is all what I'm teaching. But if you hear a psychoanalyst speaking, they have a completely different context for interpreting language. The way language would be interpreted and the way it's being used here is all context specific. So also the way we use language, the way you speak, hopefully there's going to be an enlightened, a morally, philosophically, and spiritual context, enlightened context for the way you're using language for all of us. And then if there is, it's going to change the way you use words, the words you choose, the way you say things, right? Mm-hmm. If there's a spiritually enlightened context, it must affect our speech. That's why a lot of the work that I do with people has to do with correcting the way people are using language, because that's how we share our interiors. And so learning how to take control of the way we're expressing ourselves can help us to access these deeper dimensions of ourself and also be true to things, make the effort to be true to things that we want to be true to. Otherwise, we have to be careful. It's very important to be very careful with what we say and how we say it, who we're saying it to, why we're saying it. All those things are very important. That's all action. Speech is action as much as walking, making choices, all activity.